How many of y'all think you're going to graduate high school? I'm so glad. Is that everybody? Do I see one little hand that's not up? I'm going to come and just...
Raise your hand. You're going to graduate high school.
Every hand is up. Yeah. Look at your teachers back there. You're going to graduate high school. All right, so now let me ask you a question. Who wants to answer a question that hadn't answered one? Come on, somebody that hadn't answered. Have you not answered? Why is it important to graduate high school? This woman should be a rocket star because she's that good. You are so smart. You hit it right on the money. That's exactly why. It's all about your future, isn't it? And you know what I've learned? And y'all aren't going to like this, maybe. You know what I figured out? I figured out that nobody can do that but you. The teachers can't make you do it. Parents can't make you do it. They can fuss at you. But the only one in this whole room that can make you end up graduating and being somebody is you. And what does that mean? That means you got to work harder and study harder. You know why? Because there are a lot of kids out there all over the world who really are studying hard too. And you need to study hard so you have a chance at being somebody. Boy, you're smart. One more question, then I think I might need to go. Back there in the green chair. I do have to wake up really early. This morning I got up about 4:45. That's early to me. But you know why I get up early? Let me give you my other pitch. I get up early because I believe we all ought to try to exercise and eat right. I'm trying to do that to be healthier. And so I got up early this morning and exercised way before the lights were even on at the house I lived in. You all tell me when to stop. I could do this all day. I mean, I love it.
Fine.
Blue shirt back there. You.
My question is, how is it like to be governor of a state?
How is it like to be, you know what? I'll tell you two stories, if that's okay. Being governor of the state is pretty cool. It's a great opportunity, and you know, I think it's a real privilege. But let me tell you what happened to me the first month that I was governor. And I'm telling you the story just so you'll know that I might be called governor, but I'm no different than any of you. I've got to attend to my own stuff and mind the law and mind the business. I have these two dogs. And if you go on the website, and y'all are all smart enough to do that, you'll get to see pictures of my dogs. Now, my dogs now have their own Facebook page. Just yesterday, a German Shepherd proposed to my little dog, but we're not going to do that. But my dogs are good dogs most times, but just like most dogs, sometimes they get excited. So one night in January, right after I was made the first woman governor, and we've got about the first dogs ever to live in what they call the governor's house, ever. And we've been worried about the dogs because people there aren't used to dogs. But I said pretty openly that if I go, my dogs go, because they're my family too. So one night, we had a party. You can imagine what happened. And the party was for people who were kind of, you know what I mean when somebody's kind of uppity, you know what I mean. Somebody who's a little snooty, and I mean, it was a party full of people like that I didn't know. Really nice people, but I didn't know them. And I was trying to do just what you do sometimes when the superintendent or the principal comes in. You try to be your best manners, don't you? You try to stand up right and dress right and be on your best behavior. Y'all try that sometimes, don't you? Like when you're doing something special. Well, my little teeny dog, she's white with spots all over. Her name is Zipper. She came downstairs somehow. I didn't know she was down there. And as all of these people were leaving that I didn't even know who they were, Zipper was in a room called the parlor. It's a room full of beautiful old furniture. That house is almost 200 years old. It's really an old house. And these people leaving the front door looked over, and do you know what Zipper, my dog, was doing? Going to the bathroom. Going to the bathroom. So right then I found out I was just a regular person like you are. And I had to go in and shut the door and clean up my dog's mess. So I'm saying that to just remind you that regardless of who you are, or what your job is. You all have to mind the rules, and you all have responsibilities. We all do. And my responsibility, besides being governor, is to clean up my dog's messes. And I did that. So when you have to do some stuff you don't want to do, you try to make do and get it to happen. One more question, and then we're going. Is that right? Yes, ma'am. I grew up, how many of you know what a coal mine is? Does anybody know what a coal mine is? It's a place down deep in the ground where people, mostly men, dig out coal. It's what fuels our power plants, even though it may cause not good energy. The coal is kind of the main part of energy right now in America. My daddy was a coal miner. I grew up in the mountains of Southwest Virginia. And if you think there are poor places here in Orange County, you ought to come and look where I was born. But it does prove that if you work hard and get an education, you can do anything. I want to thank you all, and then I want to ask you to do me a favor, okay? I want to thank you for letting me come this morning. You're my favorite part of this job, and I love getting to see bright kids. And I love seeing kids and listening to kids who know it's all about education. So I wanted to ask you two favors, really. Would you clap real loud for your teachers who are sitting around this? Before the day is over, will you tell your teachers and your teacher assistants and your principals, and if you ever get to see that big tall dude back there, he's the big boss. He's like governor of the school system. And they all do a really good job for you, so you need once in a while to thank them for all that they're trying to do to help you get ahead. Then I need to ask you a favor. I asked the kids outside a minute ago, I'm in a contest. A lot of us are in a contest with other governors. We're trying to make sure that our kids read a lot of books. Now, how many of you all think that you're going to read some this summer? I hope all of you. I get that hand up. All right, my favor is this, and you put your hands down. I'm going to try to prove that North Carolina kids, especially fourth graders, because that's who I see the most, you know, because they come to the Capitol, that you all are the best readers in America. And another governor and I are having a contest, kind of talking about the kids we've talked to and the books that are getting read, and I want to make a deal with you. Who knows what it means when you try to make a deal? Can I give you a hint? Maybe it's like when you go in and your mom and dad buy a car. And they work with the car dealer, and the car dealer says, we'll give you this price if you buy the car. That's making a deal. And so I'm suggesting to you that I want to make a deal with you all. I'm asking you this summer to read 15 books. And I'm not talking about first and second and third grade books. I'm talking about fourth grade or 11th.
And I'm asking you then to tell your teachers at the end of the summer when you come back. Now, I know you won't have the fourth grade teacher you have this year. But I bet your fourth grade teachers would help me out. I bet if you came back in and told them that you had read 15 books and showed them the list of the books you read, not that we don't trust you, just that we want to be sure you're reading those books, then they could call me or email me, and they could say, this many fourth graders read this many books, and I would send you the governor of North Carolina's reading excellence certificate, and we could prove that you all had read all those books. To you individually, I don't want your names and addresses because that might not look kosher. But if your teachers then would give them out, we'll fill out your names, but we'll send them to the school to hand to you all, so you'll have them forever. And someday, when you're my age, you'll have children and grandchildren who are fourth graders. And we could say, look what I did when I was in fourth grade. I read 15 books over the summer. So this is the big ask. How many of you all will promise you're going to do that for me this summer and for North Carolina? Come on, there's no reason that all hands aren't up. Come on, put those hands up. But the teachers even have their hands up. They're going to read too. Thank you all thank you for letting me come today. I've had a good time. Thank you to the leadership of the school.